Welcome back to the 311 Griffin YouTube channel. We are moving on in the guns only double elimination tournament, and this is the top part of the bracket now. So we're going to go through these 8 games here in this part of the winners bracket, and then in the next video we'll move on to the next part of the losers bracket. But anyway, we'll go through these in order, starting right now with the MiG-29 versus MiG-15. Now some of these fights I've truncated quite a bit because they get kind of boring at times. And I try to keep these videos below 16 minutes. I'd rather them be even shorter than that, but there's a lot to try to show. Anyway, we've got the merge here, pretty close. Both airplanes look like they're going to go kind of vertical. The 29's not quite as vertical of a climb. It's also hard to keep track of everybody. It's hard to keep track of which airplanes are where at the same time. TAC view isn't as interesting to me, which I don't have TAC view. I think it would be very helpful in these, but it's not as interesting to me. So I like watching the external views, but it's hard to keep track of both aircraft at all times. So I really don't know which one is in a better position here. At a point somewhere in there, okay, we can kind of see the MiG-15. I couldn't quite tell who was in the better position, so I'm kind of searching around for them. I think at one point in this fight the MiG-15 was in a more advantageous position, more offensive, but at this point I don't really know which one. It looks like the MiG-29, yeah, the MiG-29's in a better position right now. So I've zoomed way out so that I've obviously got a wider field of view, but oh yeah, there we go. There's no way. And the MiG-15 is punched out. That didn't take much. It took a long time, but it didn't take many bullets. So okay, so MiG-29 moves on. That's no big surprise, but in guns only, I kind of wondered if the 15 would be able to outturn the MiG-29. So now we've got the L-39 ZA, I think, and the Mirage M2000. So the Mirage, I don't know much about the Mirage, but I had it ranked second. It seems like it's a pretty capable aircraft. But of course, when we're talking about guns only, things are a little different sometimes. So anyway, the L-39 is not very fast, and so we've got, they wound up doing the slow versus fast kind of maneuver that the AI likes to do. The Mirage that's not the paint job of the Mirage I meant to pick. I'm not a big fan of that paint job. It's striking for sure, but this guy decided to run away and then turn back in. We've seen that move a lot in this tournament, so which, I don't know, I guess it's effective ish. It at least creates separation so that you can have another merge. So then they're trying to get lined up. It's always hard to pick out the other aircraft. There we go. And no bullets are fired, so we just have another blank merge, or another pointless merge, I guess, other than to dump fuel. So now I've cut out a bunch. They're doing it again, but we're just from the Albatross's perspective, and whew, it was a devastating volley. And that's why those merges aren't always beneficial. So That is an upset. That's a huge upset in my mind. So okay, now we've got the KA-50 and the JF-17. Whoa, that was fast. I like that they both got shots off. Wow, that was really fast. We're going to take another look at that. And that, I believe, is also an upset. I think that, I don't know if that counts as an upset or not. I think it does. It should. I don't have my seeds on the sheet, but that guy just like pitched up. The JF-17 shots went way over. Man, I was not expecting that, honestly. Okay, so Su-33, this should be a good match. Su-33 versus F-14 Tomcat. These are, I believe that in this particular bracket, this is the first time two aircraft that were basically built for the same sort of purpose and with similar capabilities were matched up. Now, I believe, I am not for sure, but I believe that the Tomcat has the better, I guess, dogfighting capabilities, turning capabilities, things like that. If it becomes a fuel economy battle, I think the Su-33 has the advantage. Well, sorry, let me change how I say that, because I've seen these before. I know that the Su-33 has the advantage. These guys turned and turned and turned for 13 minutes. And at first the Su-33 was in a little bit of a decent position, but for at least 10 minutes it was this. It was just flying in loops, and the Tomcat was always in a better position. So the Su-33 just could not shake the Tomcat. Every once in a while he would get a little bit further away, and the circles would get a little bit offset, but the Tomcat would always battle back. You can see like the Tomcat was using that rudder and just kind of like, oh man, he kept inching closer and closer to having some kind of a lead pursuit, and then that happened. He ran out of fuel, so it's kind of a bummer. No shots were fired at all. So good match, yes, somewhat boring also, and the Su-33 moves on. Now we've got the AV-8B and the F-18 Hornet. And the AV-8B does something really weird and like turns early, which can be advantageous, but if you turn so early that you allow your opponent to just tuck in right behind you, that's not good. So I was kind of surprised at the AI on that one. And now this isn't looking good. This is not great for the old Harrier. And there it is. I kind of like the fast ones, but oh, he gets another burst. And another one. Goodness, the Harrier must be a tank. There you have that. And here, what is this? This is Su-27 flanker versus MiG-21. Now I love the flanker. I think the flanker is a beast of an aircraft. The But this MiG-21, ooh, and they almost collide. That would have been kind of cool, but I don't know what I would have done. This fish bed is quite capable, though, when it comes to speed and the ability to turn. I think it can hold its own. And it looks like it's handling this a little better than the flanker is. It's getting its nose around a little bit faster, it seems. It's somewhat neutral right now, but oh man, I thought he was going to crash into the earth here. That looked like a maneuvering kill for the flanker in the works, but it's hard to tell whenever you get the depth of field changed on the cameras. It's kind of hard to tell how high up they are. It's hard to tell no matter what, but so yeah, they're both kind of getting their noses around a little bit, so that's good. The flanker definitely has the capability of doing it. I'm just not sure if it can do it while maintaining energy as well. I'm not really for sure. I've not flown the fish bed a lot, so I know it's fast. So here it definitely is getting the advantage of yeah, he's got lead, and there you go. That's a little bit of a bummer for me. I would have preferred to see the Su-27 move on, but you know, that's why we do this. It's because it's fun, and sometimes there's upsets, and things don't happen the way you think they will. Kind of like with the Mirage and the Albatross. I certainly didn't think the Albatross was going to win that. Okay, so moving on to the MiG-19 and the F-16. I have a clear favorite here. I prefer the F-16. I want to see it move on, but this is definitely going to be an interesting match. And there you have the merge. MiG-19 went more or less straight up. The F-16 is sort of. Oh, and they're both getting their noses around. This is cool. The MiG-19 got his nose around faster and more completely, and kind of went low and then turned in. I guess the question is, can the F-16 now turn around? So the MiG-19 I thought was going to do more of a kind of a horizontal turn, but wound up diving, probably to pick up speed, I guess. Trade altitude back for airspeed. I couldn't tell where I saw the F-16 there in the shot briefly, but couldn't really tell where it was pointed. This seems to be a fairly even matchup so far. Yeah, it does look to me like the farmer is turning a little better. Yeah, definitely in that shot, the farmer's getting turned around a little bit quicker, which does not bode well for the Falcon, aka Viper, I guess. I grew up calling it the Falcon, so it's hard for me to call it a Viper. Also, I apologize for the frame stutters here. They're kind of worse in this shot. DCS is, and I can make some adjustments to make it a little bit better, but when I first bought this computer, I could play DCS on maximum capabilities with no problem, and I don't know if they've added things in that I just haven't gone in to turn off, or oh, did he run out of fuel? I guess he ran out of fuel. I didn't hear or see any shots, but well, that stinks. That's normally my tactic in the F-16, is to run the other guy out of fuel. Okay, so but anyway, yeah, the optimization doesn't seem great with DCS. It's obviously a really good looking game, but I get frame stutters here and there, and my machine can play pretty much anything else with no problems on max. So anyway, I don't know, I need to go in and turn some stuff off. I guess, in DCS to make it smoother. And anyway, obviously we have the F5 Tiger versus the F86. And, you know, normally I would say that the F86 would stand a chance after other things that I've seen. But he just chose to kind of like not turn after the merge. He just sort of flew in this big loop. Sort of sent out an invitation to the Tiger to shoot him. And then after he gets out in front, he puts his air brakes out and slows down. I don't understand what the AI is doing here. Also, you can see there, all of my F86 skins are messed up. They're all really weird. Anyway, that was some ace, some crack shooting, and the F5 moves on. So that's that round of the winners bracket. As a diesel truck drives by outside, we'll move into the losers bracket next time. Thanks for watching.